Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died. He was taken to the hospital in Florida near his home where he was pronounced dead. Hogan rose to prominence in the professional wrestling world in the 1980s with that trademark handlebar blonde mustache and later his brightly colored bandanas. There he was as he was stumping on the campaign trail for Trump and Vance. Joining us now is Hollywood celebrity insider Jacquie Jordan with more on his legacy. Jacquie, good to see you. I think a lot of people had talked about his health recently. We know that he'd had some ups and downs, but still, nonetheless, even though he was 71, still young, seemed vibrant, and at least it appeared in good health, but certainly not the truth.
Obviously not the truth at all, and I'm not too far from his home outside here in outside Clearwater, Florida. And it happens to be a very hot day here in Florida, typical this time of the year. And Generation X is certainly taking a big hit this week with all of the passings from Malcolm-Jamal Warner and Ozzy Osbourne, and of course Hulk Hogan. I think it hit everybody publicly as a surprise because he was so out there, as you can see, at the inauguration and campaigning for President Donald Trump. And I'm so sure that this hits everybody, both from Generation X, my generation, who grew up with him in worldwide entertainment wrestling, and also seeing him champion the president this past year, are quite surprised by it. And you know, when you see a large, big man, athlete who's been an athlete his entire life, it's really quite a surprise. In contrast to Ozzy Osbourne, who I think we all feel like, oh my God, he made it to 76. How lucky was he? Yeah. I think it's a shock to see a lifelong athlete at 71 go. You know, we may not all know all the details fully of what has happened, but it is certainly sad, you know. But he was not only a wrestler; he was Rocky III from our generation. He played the villain in Rocky III, and then of course he went through a nasty divorce, and so then he did the campaign, which we were all excited to see, especially here in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I think he kind of did a lot, right? And he was transformative and formative, really, for the WWF, WWE, getting that all to become so mainstream, if you will, and outside of people who liked wrestling as a sport. So certainly to see that in his transformation, and then in his later life, as you say, to go into the political sphere. I was surprised by Clearwater Police coming out, and it was very quick when they had their press conference today, but it seemed as though wanted to put to bed that there was anything nefarious or anything that would be a link to a criminal investigation. Exactly. And I think we can appreciate that. I ultimately don't think anybody was suspected that, but because of his political visibility in the past year, I think it was a really important thing to tie up in a nutshell real quickly, so that the rumor mill doesn't drag something unnecessarily into it. And we can just really appreciate Hulk Hogan for his incredible contributions to all of us in Generation X and beyond for what he did. Jacquie, quite a shocking week. Yeah, for sure. Definitely a lot of loss this week, but we appreciate you coming on here from Florida and giving us more perspective into that. Thank you.